Hello, welcome to the Ally Podcast, Wheelin with Dylan. Today we have a very special guest on, someone I'm so excited to speak with, Sharla Peterson. How are you doing? Thank you for joining the podcast.
Thank you. I'm doing great. Just finished a really great weekend and just kind of chilling this week. So this is a good opportunity to share my story with you. I'm excited um,
Awesome.
to be on here with you.
I'm excited. Yeah, I mean, let's talk about it. Can you tell us what you did this weekend?
So I went to the Olympia, which is the top bodybuilding competition in the world, and athletes from all over the world come, and it's like the Super Bowl of bodybuilding. So we had a great time. We had a lot of wheelchair athletes there and met a lot of great people I've been following on Instagram that I haven't met in person yet. So it was fun to meet people and then meet some friends I met last year when I was at Olympia last year. I get to go on stage and show off my muscles, and and then I get to eat when it's all over.
Oh my gosh, that's right. So, if for those who are listening or especially watching right now, and if you can't tell, just check out Charlotte's Instagram, please, and you'll see that she will beat any of us up. Then,
I don't know about that.
no, you look great. And how is that process of the whole? Because I saw some of the pictures and just bodybuilding in general. When they bronze you up, when they tan you up, how does that feel?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like all of a sudden you're like this different person. It just makes everything enhanced and just look really good. So it's fun.
So cool. Well, it's awesome that you're really good at it and into bodybuilding, and you're just on a really big stage this past weekend. So I'm sure you've been really busy. So I appreciate you taking the time to talk today. And it's funny. So when I had followed you on Instagram, I'm looking. I'm like, man, she's killing it. And a lot of from my experience, at least, when I look at people, others with spinal cord injuries, when people are at that level that you're at, a lot of times they've been maybe in a chair for quite some time. But I noticed that you're relatively new, or I mean, not new, but you were hurt. How long ago was it? About 2 years? Did I see?
Yeah, it's been 2 years in July.
2 years. Okay. So do you mind just sharing a little bit, maybe how you got hurt, and just a little bit of your journey and how you got here today?
Yeah, so I was competing in bodybuilding before in 2022, and it was my first time competing. I'd always wanted to get into bodybuilding, and so this was kind of a lifetime pursuit. So I finally did, and I had a really great year, was able to compete 5 times, and I made it to nationals and got second at nationals in my age division. And then I took some time off to have some hernias repaired from my pregnancies. I have 5 kids, and so I think I got one hernia with each pregnancy. But I wanted, yeah, I
A
wanted to
mother's
continue.
love.
Yep, I wanted to continue bodybuilding, so I wanted to get those fixed, so I wouldn't have any problems. And then I had that done in December, and I had some time off from the gym just to recover. And I was slowly coming back into working out, and I started a 90-day challenge, and there was like 10 things you had to do with the 90-day challenge. But I thought this will be a great way of me getting back into the gym and eating right and doing all the things. And then my coach that was over me for the 90-day challenge asked if I wanted to compete in November. So I thought, yeah, that'll be really good timing.
Hmm.
So then in July, I was about 7 months post my abdominal surgery, and I had made a lot of progress. I was able to start doing lifts with loaded squats. I hadn't done that yet. I was still doing everything without a load on my back. I was working my glutes and everything. So this is my first time back on the Smith machine, and I wasn't going super heavy. I just had a couple plates on, and I was actually in Utah with my daughter. My youngest daughter was doing a volleyball camp um, at BYU, and my older daughter, she works as a hairdresser in Provo. And so the two of us went to the gym after my youngest daughter was doing volleyball, and so we did a really like 20 minutes of warm up, got our glutes all fired up, and then we hit the Smith machine, and we took turns. She went first, and then I went, and I was on my fourth set, so I was almost done with the workout, and right about my sixth rep or halfway in between my last set, I just felt this burst in my back, and my L1 vertebrae burst in half, and part of it went into my spinal cord, so I was instantly paralyzed, and I have the bar on my back, and my legs start going out from underneath me, and I'm just like, oh, what do I do? I couldn't. The Smith machine has these little clicks that you click on when you're done, and it's pretty easy, but yeah, I was falling. I didn't. There's nothing I could do, and so I thought, well, maybe I'll yell for help because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going down to the ground, and I don't know how to get from underneath this bar.
Yeah.
And as I yelled help, I was able to, with that kind of energy, I was able to drop myself from under the bar. And so I dropped down to the ground and got myself from underneath, so I didn't get squished by it.
That's good.
Because I was already feeling the pressure on my neck. Like, I'm surprised I didn't damage my neck because I was going down. And anyway, so I got out from under it, and I'm laying there and I'm hyperventilating because I'm like, what just happened?
Yeah.
And I'm looking down at my legs, and they're not moving. Like, I could not move my legs at all. And I touched my glutes, and it felt like a bag of water. Like, I had no sensation in it, and it was just like a bag of water. Like when if you ever have dental work done and your cheek is just really numb and everything, that's what it felt like. And so my daughter calls my husband right away because we're out of town, and she's like, Mom can't move her legs. She just had an accident. And there was a lady at the gym that was standing right next to me, and I said, call 911. I just broke my back. And she called the ambulance, and they came pretty quickly, and they were trying to decide, like, can you feel here? Can you feel here? You're like, trying to figure out like where my level of injury was at.
Yeah.
And anyway, they got me onto the stretcher, and at the time I was just in shock. I didn't have any pain. I just felt like when it happened, I immediately felt like this warm sensation go down my legs. And so I'm laying on the ground and I don't have any pain. But once they got me on the stretcher and got me into the ambulance, that's when the pain hit. And that was pretty intense. It was like I had like these big muscle contractions in my hip flexors that hurt so bad. And I would just
Wow.
scream. And it would kind of come and go. Like, it would squeeze down and then it would kind of relax, and which was nice. But then we get to the hospital, and my daughter follows us in her car. And she gets there, and at this time now she sees me screaming, and she now starts crying because Mom's in pain, and she didn't see that side of me yet. And anyway, it was pretty hard to to have her in the room. I'm thinking, don't let her see me scream. I don't want her to see me in pain. I don't want her crying. But my husband canceled all of his patients for the rest of the day and got a flight out as quick as he could. And then they ripped my clothes off with scissors. Well, they actually put me into a X-ray first. So they went to the MRI or whatever it was they did, and they said, well, you're in luck. We have the best back surgeon, that's on call today, and so you're going to be taken care of. And so they ripped my clothes off, and then they sent me into surgery, and it took about 3.5 hours. So when I woke up, my husband was there. He made it, and I had some quad movements back. So my quads were moving, so I could extend my knee a little bit, but I didn't have any movement from my ankles or my calves, the ankles, toes, any of that. None of that was moving, and I didn't really have much on my hamstrings. So I couldn't bring my knees up because I didn't have hamstrings. I could just kind of kick out. Um, so they were very happy about that. They were like, okay, well then it's incomplete, and hopefully you'll get everything back. And they had to, fuse my spinal cord or my vertebrae. And so I was in Utah for about a week in the hospital, and then they transferred me through ambulance to Mesa, Arizona, into the rehab hospital. I started rehab. I was there for about 3 weeks. Anyway, back to the hospital. About 4 days after my accident, I'm like, oh, well, I was doing a 90-day challenge, and I'm on day, it happened on day 43 of this 90-day challenge, and I'm like, I could still drink a gallon of water every day.
Oh
I
my
could still read a book for 30 minutes every 10 pages a day. I can still wave my arms up and down, even though I
You're
can't put weight in them or go to the gym. I can still do that. And then I can get in my wheelchair and push myself around for 30 minutes every day.
you're
So I
crazy.
started fighting, and I'm like, I can weigh and measure my food, and I can stay on this plan. So I kept doing the 90-day challenge, even though it wasn't like what I wanted to do. But
Yeah.
it was like the best decision I could have made, because it really kept me from worrying about my future. It kept me focused on something that I could do every day.
Right.
It helped me get through the pain that I was going through. So I just kept going, and I kept posting on my Instagram, day 46, day 47, like,
Wow.
I'm getting a total body workout and physical therapy today. So
You won that challenge.
yeah, it was called Glam and Grit, and I got the grit part. So I got the grit award.
You got both, but the grit, you really paid dividends on that one.
Yeah. So anyway, it was helpful, and definitely had some downtime, down moments in therapy, rehab. There were days of tears of like, it was just, this is hard. And the pain, and like at night, I just couldn't sleep because my legs would hurt so bad. And um, that was definitely an emotional roller coaster.
No, I
So,
I, I hear
yeah.
you. I mean, we've talked a lot on this podcast with, like, of course, with other people with spinal cord injury, and we talk about the emotional roller coaster when you first get hurt, and how that's almost like harder to deal with and overcome sometimes than the physical injury, which sounds really crazy to say, but it's a lot to take in at once, which is why I was super impressed that you just continue your 90-day challenge, because when I got hurt, everything went out the window. I was like, okay, I couldn't think about anything else except for kind of what was in front of me. So that was impressive that you did that, and obviously it helped you almost like cope and get through it, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was really helpful, because once that 90-day challenge was over, I was so empty. I just was like, what's my next goal? And all of a sudden I realized that I'm going to be in a chair for a very long time. And this is day to day, and I can't drive, and I can't, so many things I can't do. And that was that was when I hit more of the depression, was when that 90-day challenge was over, because it's like, now what? Now what?
Reality almost kind of kicks in a little bit, and you're
Yeah.
not able to just like focus on something else, right? Hey, I'm Dylan from Wheelin with Dylan.
And I'm Leah with the Cast. If you're listening to this, you are already part of the conversation, but there's a lot more to explore inside New Motion Medical Supply's Ally program.
And all our podcasts live there too. So if you want to catch past episodes or get the earliest access to new ones, that's where to go.
And the podcast is really just one piece. Inside Ally, there's a full library of articles, webinars, and short videos focused on bladder health, catheter use, and building routines that work for you.
It's also a great place to see how others are navigating things day to day. Real setups, real experiences, and things you might not always hear in a clinical setting.
And a big part of that is the community forum. There are sub-forums for different experiences and stages of life. So whether you're just getting started or have been doing this for years, there's a space for you.
You can ask questions, share what's worked for you, or just read and see how others are handling similar situations. It's a really easy way to connect and not feel like you're figuring everything out all on your own.
It's simple to access. Absolutely anyone can explore these online resources or set up a free Ally Program account to unlock exclusive features. Just enter your email and verification code and you'll be connected to educational tools, real stories, and community support right away.
It's completely free, and everything's in one place at catheters.newmotion.com/ally.
Head to the Ally Program today and join the conversation.
We'll see you there. I have to say it was very impressive to me when I looked into your Instagram and everything and saw that you were bodybuilding before, hearing your story, you're bodybuilding now. So with my accident, I was in a car accident. There were certain things that happened, let's say that night, or a certain road that almost I wanted to avoid for a long time. It was almost like a PTSD kind of reaction that I had for just the first couple months or so. I would have to imagine working out and then getting hurt and suffering your spinal cord injury there. I would think that it would almost be difficult to go back, but you did it right away, which sounds like the best way to handle it and do it. Were there any fears that you kind of had to overcome, or maybe any doubts that you had to overcome getting back into the game?
Yes, for sure. I was a little embarrassed to go back to the gym in a chair. Wasn't sure what people would think. I was a little intimidated of how I was going to get on the machines or how I was going to be able to perform everything. I still had some restrictions. I still had my back brace on and certain things I couldn't do or lift, but it was a little bit intimidating for sure going into the gym. And I went to Ability 360 first. They are a nonprofit organization for all adaptive
Awesome.
people, and they have a weight room where it has a bench on the machine, but you can actually move the bench out of the way. It's it's connected, but it has a way of you can just move it. It's got on wheels or something, and then you can just put your wheelchair in that spot and work out. So it's very adaptive, very accommodating. So I started there because I didn't know where else I was going to be comfortable with. But after a couple of weeks there, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try going back to my home gym because it's so much closer. And I was dependent on everybody for rides, and I felt bad that people would have to take that much time to drive me all the way out to Ability 360, which is 20-30 minute drive. So I just found a way of having people either pick me up or drop me off at the gym. And I was pleasantly surprised that when I got there, so many people were like, can we help you with plates, or can I help you with anything? I mean, I got that from day one. So I had a lot of people there helping me and offering to help me, and it felt so good. And I was able to maneuver my chair around every single machine. So I just kept going.
Nice. Wow, that's awesome. I mean, able-bodied people have a fear of going to the gym because they are afraid of just working out around other people, people looking at them. And so, yeah, imagine being in a wheelchair, right? I mean, people are always looking at us. It's like we're a prime target anywhere we go, honestly. It just is what it is, and you just kind of get used to it after a while. But especially the gym. I mean, listen, what we do it's kind of interesting, all right? I mean, we're just that cool. People can't help but look at us a little bit. But that's nice. It sounds like you overcame that fear pretty quickly, though. And I'm glad that you gave it a try, because you have to kind of jump into things sometimes to see that it works and that it's okay, and probably not as bad as we think it was in our head. Sometimes we almost make things up in our head and make us more scared than we need to be. So
yeah,
that's awesome. So I have a question that I love to ask everyone with a spinal cord injury. So it's only been 2 years for you, but if you were to go back, especially maybe when you were rehabbing or you were in the hospital, if you had to go back in time just 2 years, is there anything that you would almost tell that version of Sharla, to either give her hope or maybe any words of wisdom and advice?
Well, I remember being in therapy. I was home but doing outpatient therapy, and my challenge was over, and I remember thinking, oh, this is going to be so long, and how am I going to get through this? Like in my mind, I was an incomplete, and I had some quads back, and I thought I should be walking in a year, and I thought, how am I going to get through until I'm walking like a year? How am I going to get through a year? And there's just that feeling of like, I just wish I could lay down and go to sleep and just wake up. Like, I don't want to have to go through it. Like, I didn't want to go through it. And so I guess what I would have to say is that it's going to be an amazing journey, and it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. It's like life is going to change, but it's okay because it can change for the better.
Yeah,
So
that's great. That is great advice. It's very weird, but a spinal cord injury, as much as like it's it's not the most fun thing in the world. It has its problems, it has its difficulties. At least for me, it gave me perspective, and I feel like it did make me a better person, honestly. Like that's a positive way of looking at it. It's like almost like you embrace the journey. Think about the people you've met along the way, the things that you've learned,
oh yeah.
and your family. I'm sure your family has grown together and stronger over this. This just seems to be what happens sometimes.
Yeah, it really is. There's just life takes on a new perspective, and it's like, oh, this is the view I'm going to get now, and it's a beautiful view. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's a great way of looking at it. But yeah, you followed people who were in wheelchairs doing bodybuilding. You saw them on Instagram. Maybe you connected them online, and then recently it sounded like you got to meet a lot of them over the weekend. How has that been? Kind of talking with them. Is there like a good spinal cord injury, almost like community that you have found over the past 2 years? And just want to know your thoughts on some of that.
Yeah, I feel like when you have a specific sport and you're in a wheelchair, it's like you just automatically connect because your hearts are just in the right or the same spot. And so a lot of them are from foreign countries as well, and so we don't always get to see them, or sometimes there's that language barrier. So it's just nice to be there. And the smile means a lot. That's how we communicate, the smile or hug or whatever. And we cheer each other on Instagram, and it's just been great. And then I did meet one of the wheelchair pros that I've never met him, but we've been following each other on Instagram. And it's funny because I like he likes a lot of my posts. I like his posts, but I've never like gone down his page and like really looked at him. I just see that little icon of his Instagram. And so when he showed up, I was like, who is this person? Like, he's got big shoulders, like he's a bodybuilder, he's in a chair. I should know him. And I was like looking at him like, who are you? And then he's like, I'm Tori. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I should know that you're Tori. But it was so funny. And then it's like you have this instant connection with people, and it's like, I love that person. I don't know what it is, but we just share the same energy, the same, desires and love for the sport. So anyway, it was kind of fun.
That is hilarious. That's a good story. Thank you for telling us that. It's true. I mean, so like when you are playing like wheelchair sports with other people, you do have even more of a connection. In general, though, if I see like a pair out in public, just randomly maybe shopping or something, I mean, sometimes I don't know. There's almost like this mutual head nod or something, or maybe
Yes.
we get in like a conversation, like, "What's up, man? How long you been hurt?" Like
Yep.
I don't know. It's just there's something about it. We understand. I mean, no one perfectly understands, but I know, just speaking with you, I know that you and I have probably some of the same problems, some stuff that we have to go through. Our life's just a little different. We're used to those same old looks, out in public. We've learned how to transfer and break down our chair really good, and it's fun. So but it's even more special, I'm sure, for you with the people that you've met along the way. You guys have the same goals. You have to be in your sport a motivated person with a lot of grit, and you didn't even stop that right when you got hurt, you said, okay, I'm finishing my challenge. So that's
Yeah.
that's inspiring.
Yeah.
That's really cool to hear. So what's next for you? I know that you're probably always training and stuff like that. Do you have any goals or anything coming up in mind?
I do. I have several.
Ooh, let me hear.
So,
I'm gonna hear them all.
all right. Well, I just got a new wheelchair. So my first wheelchair was pretty big, and I have my anti-tip bars on, and I just feel like a baby with them. I don't know why. I'm just like, I shouldn't have these on.
You gotta take the
But
training wheels off.
yeah, I gotta take the training wheels off. But I kind of discovered that it was just not a really good fitting chair, and so I went through the process of getting a new chair. Now it's smaller. I can't say it's lighter because I didn't go with titanium, which maybe someday I will. But it is smaller, and I'm like, okay, I want to be able to do wheelies. I really want to be able to do wheelies and like at least dance. Like I want to like be able to just kind of do a fun dance, like the roulettes or whatever. And
Yeah, yeah.
so that's one of my goals is to be able to do wheelies and really get around my wheelchair well. So I've been working on that, and that's my first goal.
I love it.
Um, my second goal is I'm getting back into my paddle team. I paddle with a canoe team. We have an adaptive paddling group in Arizona. We have a lake. It's called Tempe Town Lake, and they practice there 3 times a week. And I worked with them starting in January last year. We did a couple of races in April and May and June, and we usually go to California for some of the races there on the beach on the ocean.
That's
And
fun.
then I got really focused onto my Olympia, so I kind of gave up my paddling for a while,
Mm.
and they went to Hawaii and did races and all that, and I missed out. But I really wanted to do well at Olympia, so now I'm getting back into my paddling. So my second goal is to do well. We have a race coming up in November, so I got to get started on getting back to doing really well. And then my third one is that I actually am going to have an off season. I have 10 months to 12 months of putting on some muscle, so I'm excited to get fat. So I'm going to start putting on some muscle and eating food, and so my next goal is to be ready for a competition. Hopefully, we'll have a competition in August. So if we get another amateur girl to get her pro card, then she can compete, and we'll have a competition in August. And so I want to be really ready for that. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'm
yeah.
excited for you, and I'm following you, and to see your journey, and hopefully one of these days on my feet, I'm just gonna see you doing some wheelies.
I know. Me too.
That's the next step. You gotta pull them out on stage too. When you're flexing, maybe pop a wheelie or something. I don't know if anyone does that. Probably like against I don't know if that's a rule or something, but that'd be pretty cool.
Well, if I'm a guest poser, then I probably could do that, yes. But if
Okay.
I'm competing, I don't know if I can. So
Okay. Okay.
just
Well.
depends.
Yeah, all right. Well, that's awesome. And sometimes it's the smaller goals. When you first get hurt. I mean, even if you've been hurt for a long time, like for me, it was driving was a big deal. Getting my hand
Yeah.
controls in my car, and then
Hmm.
with that, you have to learn how to break down your chair real good. And it's so funny. Like I was talking with my brother about this the other day. I like broke it down in 2 seconds. Did my thing, and he was just kind of like looking at me laughing because he remembers when it first happened, when I first got hurt. Like breaking
Hmm.
down my chair was hard. Like
Yeah.
it was, and I would almost do anything to avoid it. Like if I had to like go, if I wanted to just go to Starbucks or something, I would leave my chair.
Yep.
And there's nothing wrong with this. Like I might still
Yeah.
do it, but I would leave my chair at home and drive off and then
Yep.
come back home. And it's
I
like,
do that all the time.
yeah, do it all the time. Now I live in a place where I'm not just like it's like an apartment complex where I'm not gonna do that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so, and then with my work, I'm transferring, and now the whole breaking down thing is like secondhand nature. Trust me, if there's a drive-through option when it comes to stuff, and it's gonna save me, a transfer and a breaking down, I'm probably gonna do
Yep.
it.
Yep.
But it's funny, like over time, you look at things that maybe were such a big deal or were really hard. Transferring maybe even into bed or something maybe used to be a little bit of a pain, and now I look at it and it's like I don't even think about it. It's secondhand nature now. So like those little goals that we accomplish along the way, it becomes easier over time, and then people like you have their eyes set on bigger things. I mean, you're going to be like paddling in Hawaii by next year, I'm sure. So that sounds like a good time though. That sounds like a fun
Yeah,
goal. I need to make that a goal for me just so I can go to Hawaii.
I know.
That's
Yep, good excuse.
that's awesome.
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for joining our podcast today. We really appreciate it. And, the Ally program, just to emphasize this one more time because we didn't touch on it too much, is cool because it gives people a lot of resources for spinal cord injuries. You can access podcasts like these and talking with others who have injuries, who have really awesome goals like you do, have already accomplished goals. Such a short amount of time too. In 2 years, I feel like you've done a lot, and that's impressive. And sometimes people just need to see others doing it to know, hey, this is a possibility. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
gotta put yourself
for
out of
sure.
your comfort zone. It reminds me of you going to back to like just like the normal gym that you used to go to, right? It's like you have your doubts, but you did it and you found out, hey, this isn't so bad after all. And Ally program also provides a community. So you've met a lot of people along the way now. I know I meet people all the time in my line of work, but we have this thing called the internet now that it can be good and it can be bad. But the good thing about it with the Ally podcast or the Ally program, is there's a community for spinal cord injuries. We can, chat with each other and throw things out at each other and see kind of what works for you, what works for me, maybe how we do things as simple as grocery shopping or,
Yep.
going to the gym. That's what I would ask you about, stuff like that. So,
Yep. How to get around. Yeah, it's such a great resource for sure.
yeah, it's awesome. So I appreciate you so much again. Thank you for your time. I look forward to continuing to follow you on your journey. And maybe again in the future, maybe we can do a podcast and I'm sure you'll tell us another 20 things that you did in whatever next year is. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much and hope you have a good one.
All right. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.